Alright guys, so we are going on a safari. Ah! I need my safari hats. I think they're in the trunk. So Jurassic Quest has made its way to Richmond, Virginia, and they have taken over the Richmond Raceway Complex. There's my safari hat. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. So we are going to check out some dinosaurs and see what's going on over here, because we have all been dealing with this pandemic stuff going on for this whole year. We want to get out, we want to do something fun. We have everything still closed. Half of our restaurants in the area are still closed, so we wanted something to do. And if it's gonna cost me 60 bucks for a carload, gosh darn it, I'm gonna pay 60 bucks to come out here and look at some dinosaurs. That's really annoying. So we're coming up on the Blue Gate of Doom. This is where they scan our tickets.
Doom! Please stay in your vehicle.
I wanna touch the dinosaurs. I wanna hug them because they're my friends. Y'all see how dirty my windshield is? It's all on the inside, not the outside. Jurassic Quest. Alright, so we have to look up jurassicquest.com and get the audio tour started. So let me do that real quick. So we're playing it through the radio. Oh.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oops. It says start it now.
Yeah, start your audio now. Oh my god, Michael can't read. He got a little overzealous for a second, so let him start over.
I rewound it. Wait a few moments. There we go.
Oh, dinosaur stompies. Oh. It shakes the car. It does shake the car because my base is up too. Oh no!
I think I'm still too far ahead.
Hey there!
Drive slow, 5 miles an hour max.
This is Dino Dustin. Here's one of your guides to Jurassic Quest drive-thru
They're on this side. Zane, can you see them?
Before we go in, we should go over a few rules. Please keep your hands, feet, heads, children, and other appendages inside your vehicles at all times. We know that there's a lot of incredible sights to take in, but please be very careful to pay full attention to the driving path, as well as the distance to the cars ahead. Please observe our 5-mile-per-hour speed limit.
Oh, look, he moves.
Is at our designated rescue area. Our dinosaurs.
Oh, I can't even get him all the way in the screen.
We have a perfect track record.
That's so cool.
This week so far. Well, I think you guys are ready for your Jurassic Quest.
I think we're already on it.
Please pause the audio.
I'm Prehistoric Nick.
Yeah, Michael, I told
Fossil
you to
expert
slow
here at
down.
Jurassic Quest. What you're looking at is the Triassic period. The Triassic started about
Standing by behind you.
251 million
Stop.
years ago at the end of another period that we call
Ammonites are cephalopods.
Ammonite.
That means they are relatives of the squid, octopus, and nautilus. Their spiral shells protected them from predators. Some shells got to reach sizes
Look,
of
it's
6
a
feet across or
dolphin.
more.
Isn't he
The animal
cute?
that looks kind of like a small dolphin is an ichthyosaurus. That name means fish lizard.
Ichthyosaurus.
It's an aquatic
Fish
reptile,
lizard.
not a mammal, so it isn't related to dolphins at all.
I
You
like
can't forget
it.
about the small, long-necked animal swimming with it. That's a plesiosaurus, another important part of this ecosystem. As a wise man once said, there's always a bigger fish. The big critter here is the magical Leopleurodon.
Leopleurodon! It's a Leopleurodon,
Which is
Charlie!
a short-necked plesiosaur. It's important to point out that the animals you see here are not dinosaurs.
This is Park Ranger Marty.
Oh my
Pleased
God,
to
the
make
sun.
your acquaintance. Outside of your vehicle is where we keep our Dilophosaurus. Dilophosaurus was a predator from the very beginning of the Jurassic period, around 200
So hard to see,
million
it's so
years
bright.
ago. Now, a lot of people have
There's your
ideas of
dactyls.
Dilophosaurus spitting poison or venom or acid, and a lot of the pictures and toys show them with a big frill around their neck. Well, unfortunately, the movies that this idea comes from use what we call artistic
Stego.
license, which is just a fancy way of saying they just plain made it.
Who remembers
We
what the
don't know
tail
for
of the
sure that
Stegosaurus is called?
But we don't have any reason to think
It's
that
a move in the Jurassic game
there's also no
where he
evidence
spins around
that
and
they had
whacks
that.
you.
We've seen other creatures with
Go.
venom, like a grilled neck
Go.
lizard or a wild William
You're supposed to drive through.
but not in the
I'm waiting for him to get to the dinosaur.
Who can name the dinosaur here covered in plates? You said Stegosaurus.
Now we're exposed.
Right.
Hey, you got baby!
Jurassic plant eater. Back, neck, and tail. Stegosaurus had a special weapon. Along its tail, it had a set of spikes called a thagamizer that would use to defend
Did
itself
you remember?
from
Yep,
predators.
Thagamizer. It's a move in the game.
Allosaurus.
Allosaurus.
T-Rex isn't the only scary meat-eating dinosaur.
Whatever.
in Jurassic
Allosaurus
Park.
is terrible in the game.
Allosaurus was one of the larger predators around.
This guy, however, is beastly looking.
Allosaurus had long arms for a theropod with big, hooked claws. These could
Oh
help
my
it grip
God,
onto its
scary.
prey while it used its serrated teeth as its primary weapon.
I want one, Michael. Can we
We
take
know
one
it
home,
used its
please?
arms because scientists have found signs of microscopic
I want to
stress
name him
fractures
Rex.
on the bones
Is that
of
cliche?
arms.
Oh, that's loud.
This happens in bones when a person or an animal is using force to move heavy weight with their bodies. They might have used their arms to keep prey from getting away, or possibly to hold onto a Stegosaurus's tail to avoid getting hit.
Nuh-uh. They use
The
their
little
arms
guys
for
in the scene
headlocks.
are called guanlong. They're an
Guanlong?
early member of the Coelosaur family that lived in what is now China. The Coelosaur family was made up of mostly small predators.
Whoa.
But as time went by, some Coelosaurs eventually became a bit bigger. Specifically, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
It's bigger than the car. You see this thing?
The big, long-necked dinosaur in this scene is a Patasaurus.
It's a patasaur and his baby patasaur.
Sauropod, or a long-necked dinosaur. Sauropods were the biggest animals to ever walk on Earth. In order to
He's
get that big,
massive.
sauropods
Do we
had
drive
to eat
under
all
him?
the time.
We gotta drive under his
To
tail.
eat even more, these long-necked giants didn't even waste time chewing, but swallowed the leaves from trees whole.
The Cretaceous was the longest of the three periods of the Mesozoic. The Cretaceous period saw all
Say
kinds of
cheese!
strange life forms, including weird new plants that we call
Stop
flowers.
yelling.
We're starting off in what is now England during the early Cretaceous,
England?
roughly 120 million years. The Iguanodon was discovered in England. No one had ever even heard of dinosaurs yet.
I
So
like
when it
this
came
one
time
because
to
in the
name
game
this
it does
bizarre
a
new
charging
animal,
attack.
The only similarities anyone could think of were that its teeth kind of looked like the teeth of an iguana, only bigger. The very first drawings of Iguanodon depicted it as a giant iguana-like creature. The animal it's next to is Baryonyx. Baryonyx was a carnivore,
Caught a
and
fish.
specifically it ate fish. We know that it ate fish because when the first Baryonyx
Because
skeleton
when
was
it's
found
standing
in
here, it's
England
got a
in
fish.
the 1980s,
Duh.
it had fossilized fish bones and fish scales inside of its belly,
Ew.
along with a few bones from a
It's gonna whack us. Ugh.
Since it lived in what is now England, as one of its last meals was fish, this could be the earliest evidence of anyone in the UK ordering fish and chips.
Our quest has now taken us from Europe to the continent of Asia.
Asia. Oh, look at that thing hanging out there.
Little
So
guy.
here is Eutyrannus, the feathered tyrant. Eutyrannus is part of the Tyrannosauridae family.
It's
That
cute.
means
It looks like a gecko.
Rex. Eutyrannus lived
That's
in the Leonin
Eutyrannus.
province of
They didn't
China.
explain the gecko-looking
What makes
thing.
Eutyrannus special is that it is the largest dinosaur.
He's got an
to
underbite from hell.
We know that
Poor guy.
Eutyrannus had feathers because of where and when it lived.
He looks kind of
About
cool, hairy and
120
feathery.
million years ago, a volcanic eruption blanketed much of the Leonin province with hot ash. Like what happened at Pompeii thousands of years ago. While that was devastating to the animals at that time, it's great for paleontologists because it preserves soft tissue
Here you get a bump.
in some cases, including feathers.
Hi, it's Park Ranger Marty again.
Hi,
and
Marty.
Welcome to the early Cretaceous North America.
Dude, he looks like he's not taking any of my crap. You see this
Now, let's
eyeball
see.
here?
Can anyone guess where Utah Raptor was discovered?
Like, I see you.
That's right,
Mexico.
Cincinnati. Just kidding, folks. Utah Raptor was found in Utah. Utah Raptor is the largest known member of the raptor family. Now behind him is a predator named Ceyx. Ceyx was a
Ceyx.
massive
I've never heard of a
predator that lived at the end of the early Cretaceous. Very little is known about Ceyx due to how recent of a
He
discovery
looks a lot
it
like a
is. But it's
Carnotaurus.
thought to be a member
with
of
the little
Allosauridae
horns.
group that lived into the early Cretaceous. Ceyx lived in North America at about the same time as some members of the
Aw,
Tyrannosaur family.
He's shaking.
Those
He's
tyrannosaurs that are
scared.
completely larger than about the size of a Great Dane.
No, he's
The
not
alpha
scared.
predator
Okay.
had already been filled with Ceyx. It wasn't until
Of Africa.
Africa.
In the early Cretaceous period. The dinosaur standing here is one that I bet a lot of you know. Can you guess what it is?
Spinosaurus.
Did you say Spinosaurus? You got it. Spinosaurus is one of the largest carnivores to ever walk the earth.
But he was
But it
also
mostly
aquatic,
ate
which is why
fish.
he's got the spine so that he
We
could
know
see.
that
You could
because
see him
Spinosaurus's teeth
in the water.
found embedded in fossilized bones of a large fish.
Yep.
Although
He was
they
aquatic.
have also been found in the tree. We now know that Spinosaurus was a massive predator.
And we
that
now
lived
know that
in
you
and
talk
out of
way
the
too
water
much.
in marshy waterways of what we now know to be northern Africa, preying on fish the size of cars.
Oh no, not my
Hey,
car!
Dustin, is this a secure line?
Sure, I think. I just turned off the mic.
Elasmosaurus.
Yeah, they definitely can't
Look,
hear
we
us.
found Nessie.
What's up?
To the late Cretaceous.
Cretaceous.
Spinosaurus we just saw spent a lot of time in and around water, and that's where we're going. Welcome to the Western Interior Seaway. That's a shallow sea that stretched from the Gulf of Mexico to the Arctic Ocean during the Cretaceous
A
period.
photo of Nessie.
The Great Plains of what is now the United States and Canada used to be underwater. Lots of marine fossils are found in places like Kansas. The first creature here is the long-necked Elasmosaurus. It's a relative of the Plesiosaurus.
He's in the shade. It's hard to see him.
Second is Archelon, the biggest sea turtle known to
Archelon.
exist.
Sounds like a
It
Pokemon.
had a leathery shell,
Arc, arc.
carapace. And just like sea turtles today, it probably
Ah.
laid eggs on land. The huge, fearsome creature.
Could you imagine swimming and then seeing that gigantic thing swim up next to you?
Its name
That'd be
means
terrifying.
The knob lizard because of a bony
Rawr.
protrusion on the end of its snout that might have been used to ram into its prey.
It's a
Tylosaurus
piranha.
is a member of the Squamata family. That's the group of reptiles that includes lizards and
The next dinosaur in this scene. This is thanks to the fossil of a
Velociraptors.
velociraptor and protoceratops found, who died still locked in combat. The
They're all hairy.
Protoceratops broke the velociraptor
Ooh, he's pretty.
with its powerful beak, moments before they were both buried in sand by a landslide.
Oh, he's
The
cute.
other dinosaur in the scene, Oviraptor, has an unfortunate name, meaning egg thief. When this dinosaur was discovered, it was found over a nest of eggs. Here at Jurassic Quest, ours take theirs sunny side up every morning for breakfast.
Yet another dinosaur from Mongolia is the large Therizinosaurus you
Look, he's
see
rubbing
here,
his hands together.
with
He's
the
gonna eat
long
us,
claws.
Michael.
The claws on its hands could grow up to 3 feet long, making them the longest claws in the animal kingdom. Most of what we know about Therizinosaurus comes from animals closely related to it. The only fossils we have of this animal are its shoulders, arms, and hands. It is believed to be an herbivore, but we are still looking for more fossils to know for sure. The dinosaur next to it is a Lorotitan, lived in what is now eastern Russia. It's in a special group of duck-billed dinosaurs called lambeosaurs, which are famous for the elaborate crests on their heads.
They hit
These
like
crests would have certainly served as display structures, but may also have been used in some lambeosaurs as resonating chambers to make sounds used to communicate effectively through the herd. Speaking of communication, I've been directed to ask you all to keep an eye out for any free-roaming dinosaurs that may or may not be wandering around the park.
Oh, he blinks.
Hi, Park Ranger Marty here. Hope you're not mad at me about accidentally releasing the T-Rexes. Anyway, in this scene, you see Shianchusaurus. Shianchusaurus is a tyrannosaur from China, and it's closely related to Alioramus from Mongolia. Both have awfully long, narrow noses because of the tyrannosaur family. We're not sure what those noses may have been used for. Maybe to cut through water, making them faster, more accurate fishermen, or maybe they were specializing in smaller, faster prey, not needing the powerful bite of a T-Rex.
Carnotaurus.
Speaking of which, if you see one of them,
Those are
please let one of our
Carnotaurus.
core security officers know. Now, scientists have really described this dinosaur.
He's
There's
angry.
still a lot of unanswered questions about it. But I can tell you this, in the United States, we do not typically refer to this dinosaur as Shianchusaurus. We typically just call it Pinocchio Rex.
His little itty-bitty arms
Now
are
we
just
travel
flailing
to
in the air.
Argentina. The big animal you see in this scene is Giganotosaurus.
Giganotosaurus.
Arguably
That
one
one
of
was
the
chicken.
largest meat-eating
That one's
dinosaurs.
Carno.
Yeah.
Though it may
Because
look
you can tell by the
like
horns. That's the only way I've memorized Carnotaurus. He looks like the devil.
Unlike a T-Rex, it has 3 claws on each hand, a lighter bone structure, and teeth that were designed for slicing. Unlike a T-Rex's, which were meant for crushing through bones and ripping car tops open.
Scary.
Speaking of which, if you see one of our missing T-Rexes, please let one of our 3 security guards know where.
3? There's only 2 on a
Second
golf
largest
cart.
in the scene is Carnotaurus,
Told you.
which means meat-eating bull because of peculiar horns on its head.
Oh, look
It
at the
might have
little
used
guy
its
back
horns as a
here.
weapon against other predators.
He's like, I'm hiding. They
It's a
can't
very
see me.
funny-looking dinosaur, not just because of the horns, but because of its tiny little arms. Carnotaurus is
Oh,
one
one
of
of
the
those is-
smallest.
Hope you're not mad at me about accidentally releasing the T-Rexes. Anyway, in this scene, you see Shianchusaurus. Shianchusaurus is a tyrannosaur from China, and it's closely related to Alioramus from Mongolia.
They skipped one.
Both have awfully long, narrow noses because of the tyrannosaur family. We're not sure what those noses may have been used for. Maybe to cut through water, making them faster, more accurate fishermen, or maybe they were specializing in smaller, faster prey, not needing the powerful bite of a T-Rex.
Carnotaurus.
Speaking of which, if you see one of them,
Those are
please let one of
Carnotaurus.
our core security officers know. Now, scientists have really described this dinosaur.
He's
There's
angry.
still a lot of unanswered questions about it. But I can tell you this, in the United States, we do not typically refer to this dinosaur as Shianchusaurus. We typically just call it Pinocchio Rex.
His little itty-bitty arms
Now
are
we
just
travel
flailing
to
in the air.
Argentina. The big animal you see in this scene is Giganotosaurus.
Giganotosaurus.
Arguably
That
one
one
of
was
the
chicken.
largest meat-eating
That one's
dinosaurs.
Carno.
Yeah.
Though it may
Because
look
you can tell by the
like
horns. That's the only way I've memorized Carnotaurus. He looks like the devil.
Unlike a T-Rex, it has 3 claws on each hand, a lighter bone structure, and teeth that were designed for slicing. Unlike a T-Rex's, which were meant for crushing through bones and ripping car tops open.
Scary.
Speaking of which, if you see one of our missing T-Rexes, please let one of our 3 security guards know where.
3? There's only 2 on a
Second
golf
largest
cart.
in the scene is Carnotaurus,
Told you.
which means meat-eating bull because of peculiar horns on its head.
Oh, look
It
at the
might have
little
used
guy
its
back
horns as a
here.
weapon against other predators.
He's like, I'm hiding. They
It's a
can't
very
see me.
funny-looking dinosaur, not just because of the horns, but because of its tiny little arms. Carnotaurus is
Oh,
one
one
of
of
the
those is-
smallest.
Bill Dynasty. The dinosaur with the long crest on the back of its head is called Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus is a hadrosaur.
He does the head
a
swipe
family
in the
of
game.
dinosaurs sometimes called
Yeah.
duck-billed dinosaurs because of the shape of their snouts. Other hadrosaurs
It's sad
include
how most of the
Iguanodon,
information we know about
Tyrannosaurus,
dinosaurs is from the
Alourtitan,
Jurassic game.
and Edmontosaurus, among many others. Parasaurolophus is a cool dinosaur because it's one of the few dinosaurs where we know what they might have sounded like. Paleontologists discovered that by looking at the crest on its head.
Oh, look at
What
the
they
little
found
dude.
were tubes inside going back and forth between the nasal passage and the throat. When they recreated blowing air through their tubes,
That one looks
they
like an old
discovered
lady.
that the crest was
Wow, the thing is
Quetzalcoatlus the
massive.
largest flying animal to ever take to the sky. It
Yes,
lived in
it
what's
is.
now Texas because everything is bigger in Texas.
Of
It's
course.
named after the Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec feather serpent deity. It had a wingspan of 36 feet. That's the same as a small plane. Standing like it is here, it was the height of a giraffe, but would weigh less than 600 pounds. That's a lot, but it's in
Therosaurus.
346
Albertosaurus.
6411.
The big carnivore in here is Albertosaurus.
Yep.
Albertosaurus is a close relative of T-Rex, roughly half the size of a fully grown T-Rex. Albertosaurus is named after the Canadian province of Alberta, where almost all of the remains of the other dinosaur
he did
here,
apologize.
Anzu, was named after a Mesopotamian bird demon. It is a large North American oviraptorid found in the Hell Creek Formation of South Dakota and had a beak with no teeth.
Frill. Centrosaurians do not typically have prominent eye horns and tend to have smaller frills, but sometimes they have some rather ornate horns coming out of them.
Brachioceratops.
Now, if
And
you'd like to learn more about
They're
ceratopsians or
scary
any
looking.
dinosaur, you can text your questions to me at
Look at the baby.
Dino411. That's 844-346-6411.
Oh, he's waving hello.
And
Hello,
I'll be
baby.
happy to help.
This armored dinosaur is Ankylosaurus.
and
also known as
Carlosaurus.
Fused lizard.
He turns around and
Ankylosaurus
whacks
was
you with his
armored
tail.
Head to toe, with bits of bones on their skin called osteoderms.
This is
They
our
are
favorite
known for
dino.
having a bony
Well, I don't
club
know. I
tail,
like kind of the bird
which was
ones.
used to swing back and forth as a weapon to deter predators. Scientists have even found a T-Rex fossil with a broken leg that was shattered at about the same height as an Ankylosaurus tail club. It is often depicted as being used to headbutt each other for dominance.
Isn't there like 3
But
versions
some
of like
scientists
the
think
Draco Rex
it
in
is
the game
more
or
likely
something?
used for display, and that the large dome didn't grow until much later in life.
Oh, look at the
Which
bird one back
has
there.
implications for the next dinosaur in this scene. Draco Rex Hogwarts.
They were talking about
If
one
that
we
sounds
couldn't
like
see.
something
The
from a Harry
pack
Potter
is
book,
the hairy one, I
that's
think.
because it's
Maybe.
from a Harry Potter book.
I think so.
The name actually means Dragon King of Hogwarts.
Dragon King of
Its skull
Hogwarts.
looked a lot like the skull.
T-Rex is one of the most common favorite dinosaurs. So that means we can actually talk about the T-Rex, the prey that got away.
What are
If
they?
that happened, some of the bacteria from T-Rex's mouth might infect the wound, causing the prey animal.
Herbivore from the end of the Cretaceous period. That's the same
is
time
super
and place
bright with that
T-Rex
sun right
lived.
there.
Now, Triceratops means 3-horned face for pretty obvious reasons. Scientists used to think that Triceratops used the frill on the back of its head to defend its neck from T-Rex. That seems like it
Oh,
would
look
make
at
a
the
lot of sense, but there's
babies.
actually evidence
Aw.
that the T-Rex did eat Triceratops. He would sometimes bite down on that frill and pull the Triceratops' head right off. That meant it was less of a shield and more of a pull tab on my favorite dinosaur. But that crest was still there for some reason.
Oh no,
Most
the
likely a
T-Rex
display to
killed
attract
it.
mates or to scare away rival dinosaurs.
Make a bet? Because there's a megalodon right there.
Bigger bite, similar to sharks today. Megalodon teeth have been found on every continent, including Antarctica. For centuries, these teeth were thought to be
That's
the
scary.
petrified tongues of dragons and sea serpents.
Massive.
What they actually were was no less scary. The good news is that Megalodon is definitely extinct, despite what some TV shows and movies would have you think.
Uh-huh. Go check the
The
Marianas
ocean
Trench.
can be
And then tell me.
treacherous. Megalodon is not.
And then at the very end, they have a souvenirs area where you can get, you know, the typical fair style stuff, balloons and magic wands and cool things like that. Yeah. No, not really.
If they were plushy, not inflatables.
Say it again.
I said the pterodactyl looks like it's a plushie.
Say it again.
The pterodactyl is
The pterodactyl.
Pter-
Yes. That's how it's spelled.
That's not how it's pronounced. It's a pterodactyl.
I know it's not how it's pronounced, but it is spelled pterodactyl.
It doesn't mean anything.
And it's a plushie. And I kind of want it.
No.
Michael's begging for a souvenir. And a drive-through
I'm begging
animatronic
He wants a picture.
safari.
I'm begging for a pterodactyl plushie.
It's not a plushie. That's inflatable. Where are you looking?
The next one over. That one's inflatable.
Okay, you got it.
Gas. There.
See, it's a plushie. Yeah, we'll go one.
Thank you.
My car can't go over these little speed bumps.
It's a plushie.
Michael, you don't need
We got enough cred at the house. We got enough cred.
They have a photo op.
I want a photo op.
No.
Are we allowed
Free-
to be
it
out of the
says
vehicle?
free. Free photo, huh?
Oh, look at the baby Brachiosaurus. Oh, I feel so bad. He's got 2 Rexes behind him. Poor baby Brachiosaurus. Alright guys, so we survived our dino safari. It was a harrowing feat. But yeah, we made it out alive. Thank goodness. Got to see a lot of dinosaurs that we recognized and a few that we didn't. Because we play the Jurassic Park Alive game on our phones, and we've learned a lot of different dinosaurs, and it's a fun game. It's good and educational, and you get to battle. So yeah, I liked it. I had fun.
I enjoyed it.
Got to see a couple dinosaurs that I liked. Gavin. It was Dino. Dynamite.
Their commentary could have been done a little bit better.
Yeah, they just kind of dragged on with banter. It was like, I felt like I was sitting there for like 10 minutes at a time waiting for them to stop talking.
Or they had enough space if they would have spaced the exhibits more. So while they're talking, you're still proceeding instead of stopping and waiting for them to finish talking.
Let us out! There we go. For free. Zane, what'd you think of the dinosaurs? Zane hid from the picture that we took at the end.
That's kind of John Lecter picture.
What'd you think of them? What was your favorite dinosaur?
I'm not saying I didn't pay attention.
He wasn't paying attention. He really wasn't.
He said it was too loud.
Yeah, it was a bit much for him. But yeah, 3 out of 4 stars.
The dinosaurs weren't loud. People were.
Yeah, the people on the thing was pretty loud. And in order to hear them, you had to turn it up anyway, so.
They were just screaming.
Yeah. But it was cute. It was fun. It was something to do. It was cute. It was cute. Like their little
had the cute
talking
baby-
thing was cute. The baby
The baby
dinos.
dinosaurs.
And the fact that one of the T-Rexes, they had like a whole storyline of the T-Rexes got out, and one of the T-Rexes was found eating a Stegosaurus or whatever it was. No, Triceratops. It was eating a Triceratops.
It was his favorite
It was
Triceratops.
his favorite. He loved it so much he had to eat it. I mean, what kind of love is that? Really? I'm so verklempt. Alright, so we will catch you guys in another video. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope I don't get copyrighted. Well, you can't entirely get copyrighted if it's a private video, so whatever. Sneak peek at the Jurassic Quest Safari drive-through in Richmond. A lot of them are very similar all over, so there you go to my friends and family.